Man Records first came down in Detroit to this Cass area, it really wasn't, you know what, it wasn't that great of an area. But as this thing has been, should we say, gentrified, it's incredible what they've done. They've really made it look really, really good. Now this is just a great area to come to hang out, except, you know, it's not made for old people like me, but beautiful area. Look at that. Third Man Records. Welcome to Third Man Records. This is in Cass Corridor in Detroit. And you talk about a fun record store. Basically, it's like a tourist destination. There's a little record your own voice. Hi.
Hello.
That looks cool. Okay, pretty hard to flip the records there. Nice 45s. And a rain jacket. This is just neat. I mean, these are the kind of things for record stores. It's just fun. Come in. There's the stocks up there. Listening booth for a lot of the concerts done. Records. Wax-o-matic. Ooh, wax-o-matic. Hey, look at this. Who doesn't want to come here and hang out? I mean, talk about inviting, huh? Just fun. All the live albums they've done here, between here and Nashville. Paramount, I had both of these before the flood. I need to get them back again. They're expensive, but that was probably the best 2 box sets ever from Paramount. Incredible quality. Come back here. I want to be your dog, man. Is that neat? Then you got the plant. And there it is. You can sit here and watch them make records. How fun is that? I mean, this place is a museum. Explains what's going on. Working on things. Isn't that amazing? I did a tour here when they first opened. It was fun. I mean, there's lines and lines of people for that tour waiting to get in. Private. It's private. I need to try that with one of my records. I wonder how Barry Manilow would turn out. Okay. Awesome bathroom. Everything is just done with quality. This place is incredible. Wow. Third Man Records. So we began this video at Third Man Records in Detroit. If you are not from Michigan, or if you are from Michigan, you haven't been there, it's like a tourist destination. It's not like they have tons of different records, but it is so incredibly interesting how it's set up. It's like a museum. And you can watch them press the records too. You can go back, you can watch the records being done as you saw. It's just what a beautiful spot. I just like going there, sucking in the vibe. And yes, I do buy some stuff, but it's just a phenomenal place. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a little longer than I normally do because it's so damn cool. But let's talk about some records that I brought back. And some of these were from Mark, Mad for Vinyl. He sent me some of the albums I used to have. Some are ones I bought from my friend Bill Young as he was selling out his collection. Other ones are just ones that I've been picking up. So the very first one, and this came from Mark, Mad for Vinyl. He sent me this. I used to have a couple copies of this sucker. Cold Sweat. Man, this was the beginning of the funk. There, over half this album probably is a little quiet. It's on the King. And Mark sent me an extremely, this thing has no scratches. It is so beautiful. The thing with Cold Sweat, though, it is an album that a lot of it's more ballads. It's what James Brown had been doing. But he was coming up with a new idea, a new way of doing music. And that's what you hear on Cold Sweat. And of course, that takes off. And then he's going, whoa, this is how I need to go. This is the way we need to bring it. It's on the one, baby. Hit the note on the one. And so this was the beginning of kind of phase 2 of James Brown. And Cold Sweat, such an incredibly good song. But he does Mona Lisa. He does Nature Boy. I Loves You, Porgy. So you can see a lot of it's kind of these ballads. But Cold Sweat. That's what starts it. I just got this in on Sunday. My local record store had been looking for it for me. Aerosmith's Rocks. This was one of my very first albums that I had bought, and it's on the beautiful. It's a textured cover. This was amazing when I brought this. This was like my hard rock album. That nice inner sleeve on there talks about each thing. When I put this on and it started back in the saddle again. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back. I mean, wow. Last Child, Rats in the Cellar, Nobody's Fault, Sick as a Dog, What's Your Story, Sick as a Dog, Cat Got Your Tongue. Whew. College years, I had this in high school. This was like, this was I'm a hard rocker. This is where I really rock out. And though I was moving into more of the new wave type music coming out, albums like Rocks really rocked. It was my very first Aerosmith album. I knew Walk This Way and Dreams, but I didn't have that. Our little Five and Dime, they didn't carry older albums. I wasn't going to get it. But Columbia Record Club, wow, so happy to get this. And I bought this in my local record store. He had this. I bought this a few weeks ago. And Van Halen, Diver, Women and Children First. I believe this is their third album. Came out in 1980. This album, I saw the concert. I saw them. They came to Nebraska. And it was, I think, one of the last ones that I saw in Nebraska. We have the stupid, look at me, I'm David Lee Roth, and Tie Me Up. Yay, I'm hot. Okay. I don't know, I didn't see that hanging in any of the guys' rooms. but I went to this concert, and I hadn't been to a Van Halen concert, and so it was either 1980, it might have been the spring of '81, and oh my God, it was so good. I mean, they were on fire. David Lee Roth put on a performance. It was fun. He was great to watch. I've mentioned this story before that there was a guy just 2 seats down that was just kind of out of it, and eventually just threw up on himself, and he sat there through the whole rest of the concert in his own puke and didn't seem to notice. Just okay, that's I do this all the time. Yeah, I like going to concerts and I throw up on myself. I just kind of sit there and everyone can look at me and figure out what the hell. But love the first 3 Van Halen albums are by far my favorite. This, of course, due to a concert, I really knew the songs. Hey, I got stuff coming down. Next one, album 2. There's a lot of them. I got this one. Okay, just forget it. That will not stay up there. I brought this off Discogs. I hadn't been looking for it. I hadn't found it. Go-Go's, Beauty and the Beat. It's the only Go-Go's I really need. I don't need any other one. This really was the fun one. It was quirky. It was fun. It had like pop punk sensibility. The story that goes with this is when this came out, I believe it was probably it came out in 81. And I had been moved up to a new, I was at a Kmart store, and as a manager, actually, this was 82 when I did this. And I was newer there, but they have a Christmas party. At the Christmas party, they like to do skits like lip syncing. And these ladies wanted to do the Go-Go's, but no one wanted to do lead singer. They didn't know what. And so here I'm just this young kid, and I'm pretty energetic. I'm out there, I'm always, let's go, have some fun, a lot of energy. And so they go, hey, would you do, and I didn't know anything about what they do at these Christmas parties. I was new. And they go, we want to do a lip sync. We want to do something. You want to do it? Well, yeah, that sounds great. What are we doing? The Go-Go's. And I go, I'm pretty sure that's all female. Oh, don't worry. We'll have you looking like one. Now, this is before I've ever dressed in drag or anything. Hadn't really thought about dressing in drag. And I'm going, God, really? I said, okay, I'll do that, but then I get to do my own song. And I did Bing Crosby's White Christmas. Really had a good Bing outfit going on. And so we went out and had the dress. I had the ties. It was a wig. They put makeup on. The next day, the store manager is talking, goes, that was a really great party. And that group of all the ladies, I couldn't figure out who that lead lady was. She was really good, but I don't know who she was. I just couldn't recognize her. And I was like, yeah, well, that's your new assistant, buddy. So I guess I did pretty good on my jumping around on stage. And, of course, we were doing Lips Are Sealed at the end. We crossed the legs. Lips are sealed. Oh, okay, I get it. It was a fun time. I tell you, when I became actually, as I went from store to store on our Christmas parties, we always did lip syncing after that. I would organize it, and we would do it, and we would have a fun time. And, yeah, I've done a lot. That's the only time I dressed as a woman, though. Brought this one back in. Oh, my God, disco classic, Donna Summer. Love to love you, baby. Love to love you, baby. College years. 1975 is when it came out, but that thing stayed in the disco forever. Just one of the best, the greatest disco songs. The guitar, the bass is amazing on this thing. You can't help but dance. Side 2, I could care less. I listen to it, I go, It's side 1, a full side of love to love you, baby. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, wow. She wanted to do gospel. And she never really wanted to be a disco diva, but she was. And being a sex symbol was not what she wanted, but she was. What a great thing. I picked up this at my local store, Radio Wasteland, just recently. It's the Police. I believe it's the first one. This one came out in 1979. It has Roxanne. I was actually looking at a number of Police albums. I was going to buy a few others. And then I put them back. I says, you know, I really only need a greatest hits, but I want this one. And the reason is this was punkier. You know, new wave, insert's not in here anymore. New wave was taking over. New types of music were happening. This was coming out. It was fresh. It was something totally different. And definitely more of a punk feel and element to it. This is the one I need to have. The one Police album, in my mind, I need to have. Everything else, I get a greatest hits, which I told my... Jim at Radio Wasteland says greatest hits. You know, they've got a new one coming out. That's fine. I'm good with that. Had to have that one though. Another one, and this one I bought Radio Wasteland too. They just brought in some stuff. This was not a need, but I really liked this Ellen Parson. I had everything from Ellen Parson. You know, I started with Tales of Mystery Man. No, I started with I, Robot, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, and then this one came out, and I believe this was in 1978. Voyagers on here, in the Lap of the Gods, What Goes Up, Can't Take It With You. It was very, very good. It was really before, you know, everything began to kind of fall apart. Yeah, I mean, before it got really syrupy and ballady and all that kind of crap. There's a lot more interesting songs on this. You know, stuff like When Eve Came. You know, now we're getting more toward the hits, and I just never listened to them. But I Robot, by far my favorite Ellen Parsons. This one, happy to get. I mean, it's dirt cheap, so it wasn't bad. Mark, Mad for Vinyl, he sent me this, Manassas, from Stephen Stills. If there's one Stephen Stills I really like, I really, really, really love this album. I was very late in the game of coming. I mean, we're talking maybe 10 years ago is when I, tried one of these. It was albums that was really before I was listening to music. So it just wasn't that important to me. I was not, I like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, but I had no desire to go out and buy their other stuff. But, the more I listened, Stephen Stills really made some great music. He made some fantastic stuff. And Manassas, he put together this just a wonderful band, with Chris Hillman, but so many other great guys, and they just made amazing, amazing music on here. And, this is just good from start to finish. Great 2-record set, happy to have it. I had bought a couple Boz-Scaggs albums. I gotta clean them. And then I saw this hits. Guess what? I didn't need those other Boz-Scaggs albums. Those other two. And maybe I'll put them in for a trade-in at some time. I like Boz-Scaggs. I used to have everything he made from the 70s. After the 70s, I didn't. But it comes down to this with Boz-Scaggs. I want the hits. I don't care to listen to the other stuff. I have Silk Degrees. I like Silk Degrees a lot. And that was, again, kind of a college. But, we got Lowdown, Miss Sun, Lido, Shuffle, Breakdown, Dead Ahead, JoJo, Dynaflow. This is the Boz-Scaggs I'll put on to put a smile on my face. I don't need to put the other ones on. That one does it. Then, he also sent me this Mark, Mad for Vinyl, Asia college album. It came out, man, when this thing hit, it was incredible. It was just on all the turntables in college. It was on every radio. Amazing. Heat of the Moment and Soul Survivor. Wow. Now, through time, has it done as well? Nah, it doesn't necessarily hold up the best with the taste, with the with time, but I still, I love it. I find it's very good. Great to have that one back. So thank you, Mark. I saw this at my local store, Gray Slick, and this is, I wonder, like her second to the last album. So I bought it. It's an okay Gray Slick album. It's honestly, will I listen to this one much when I got the other ones? No, the other ones I find are much better. Very 80s production. She's lost a lot of that, what she had going on in the early 80s, especially with a lot of the reggae type feel to it. It loses it. This is just more of an 80s synth, and that's not her wheelhouse, is what I feel. This was not, I did not need this. I didn't need it. Same with, I got this Howard Jones, and I believe Mark was nice enough to send this to me. And you know, it has a couple hits, but when it comes to Howard Jones, it's the first album. And that thing's hard to find. That first album, the first Howard Jones album, my God. Even on Discogs, you know, you have to, you know, they're all in Britain. It wasn't much for sale here. And there was a reissue that goes for a lot of money. So it was, yeah, just rough to find that first one. So I have this one. And the final one here, Doobie Brothers. And I said, hey, let me have, you know, I'll take this back. Mark was kind enough to send it to me. Sometimes you re-listen, you go, well, that's okay. It's not a bad album. I like Doobie Brothers. The Captain Me is the best, but still not bad. There's some good stuff. So that's what I brought back into my collection. There's some really nice heat in there. There's some stuff that's kind of, it's okay. Again, with a limited space, then decisions have to be made on this. So thank you for joining in again. I hope you enjoyed that tour of Third Man Records. Pretty cool stuff. So enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.